Glad to have you join us on this program today. This is Tech Bridge on Lagos Television. We understand that there are a lot of dots around the world of technology, and on this show we try as much as possible to help you connect all the dots so that at the end of the show you are a better person. On that note, I welcome you on board. I am Sheifimola today.
And I'm Tony Olagoke. You're welcome to Tech Bridge today. A man with information is a man with power.
Sure.
Is a man with knowledge and wisdom. It's a man that can excel. And today we'll be looking at information management. We're not just talking about information technology, we're looking at information management. It is a big thing. Join us after this break.
The program is still Tech Bridge on Lagos Television, and on this discussion segment we've got Dr. Oyedokun Oyewole. He's the President and Chairman Governing Council, Institute of Information Management Africa. Dr. Oyewole, you are welcome on the show once again.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
You're powerfully welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And today, just before you came in, we were talking about something information management. A lot of time, I see you as Mr. Information. So can we get to know what information management is all about?
Well, information management, as the name implies, is simply about managing the dynamics of information, which has to do with the information life cycle, that is talking about how information is being created or captured, how it's being classified, how information is being stored, how it's being retrieved, and how you share information with people, and finally the disposition of such information.
So we have this definition from Peru that information management is to make sure that the right information is shared with the right persons at the right time, at the right place. Do you think this captures the whole essence of information management?
Well, you observe from my definition of information management, which has to do with managing the information life cycle, because when you say information life cycle, you're actually talking about the entire life cycle of any particular information at a given time. And, you know, explaining that further, you also notice the fact that I mentioned the fact that information has to be properly captured as at the point of creation. It has to be properly classified. It has to be properly stored for easy retrieval. It has to, you know, also be properly shared and eventually being disposed. So for you to get information to the right people at the right time, such information should be accessible. And for it to be accessible, it means it must have been properly captured and indexed in a way and manner which makes retrieval seamless. So that might not be too comprehensive, you know, because it did not even talk about the disposition of the information, which is equally very essential.
Okay. So the cycle itself, if I can get you right, let's just itemize them. Yeah. Capturing,
yes.
Then followed by
classification. Yes.
Indexing of the information.
Yes. Storage. Then retrieval. Sharing.
Okay.
Or collaboration on projects. It could be on anything, you know. Then finally is disposition. Disposition could come in form of getting rid of the information entirely or archiving the information.
Oh, wonderful. Because I'm just looking at it that what do we stand to gain with good information management? What, as a nation, as a company, as an individual, what do we stand to gain by having good information management?
Well, there are lots of benefits, you know, that information management could actually engender in the way and manner in which, you know, you do things. Proper information management would give us access to information as at when needed. which is very key, because the information you don't have as at when you need such information is as good as not having the information.
It's kind of useless.
And that is common everywhere, most especially in the public sector. You know, there might be certain information that are required at a particular point in time for certain decisions to be made, or even it could be on litigations, you know. And when those information are not readily available, it means you're not able to take advantage of the information that you have. And it's as good as not having that. So as individual, as organization, as government, we've got a lot to benefit, you know, by ensuring that information management is something that we imbibe as culture, you know, into our day-to-day activities.
Okay, so we talk about that, and you've pointed a lot of things out. To be specific, we understand that when we talk about information management, it's not what it used to be like 50 years ago. Technology is playing a great role in that. So let's go specific now. So what are the technological innovations that has helped the growth of information management?
Well, the advent of technology has really helped in ensuring that you know, people have access, the right people have access to information, in the sense that we have got a number of technologies like the EDMS applications, that's enterprise records and document management system, or document management system. There are quite a number of them in the market that a number of organizations, industries are actually taking advantage of, in ensuring that, you know, information is properly managed and they are securely stored. No matter the size of your business, you know, information management is key. And like I mentioned earlier on, it is pertinent for you to have the following in place if you're really interested in having effective information management. First, you need the people. When I say the people, you need professionals, you need a dedicated staff that will be responsible for managing your information. You need also to have a process in place, because without process, technology is useless. So you need to have a process in place and ensure that the process is strictly adhered to in the day-to-day activities of the business. Then now you can be talking about technology, which is what we just mentioned now. Having an electronic document management system will really go a long way, you know, in safeguarding your information. It will go a long way in ensuring that the security of your records and information are intact, because electronic document management system has so many benefits. Part of it is audit trail. Audit trail means for any record, any information that is stored within the repository, it can be accessed by whoever that is authorized to do so. And if there is any need to generate a report as to how people use information within your organization, you can actually query, you know, the application, and it gives you a report about how certain information are being, you know, assessed. Then you now need content, which is the last one. You have people, process, technology, and at the end of the day, because each day, each activity within your organization, you generate data, you generate information. So as you generate all those information, the process you already have in place would help you to ensure that those data, those information that are relevant to your operations, those data, those information that are required for the continuous, you know, existence of your business are captured. And as a result, you know, they are stored in the repository. And not even just about data storage. There is something we refer to as the retention. You know, retention is equally key in the sense that for all those data you generate and you store within the repository, there has to be at the point of capture, you need to assign to them what we refer to as retention period. So for every information that you have classified, we will have individual retention period for how long you're supposed to keep them. Otherwise, before you know it, your storage will get clustered and you run out of space.
Now we have itemized the advantage of information management. Now, can I equally ask that what are the pro, or how can I put it? Let me say the aspect of bad information management.
There are lots and lots of disadvantages not managing information adequately. Most importantly is the fact that such individual, organization, or government is prone to what we refer to as information risk.
Wow.
We're in the technology, we're in the information age, we're in the technology age. And you'll agree with me that the rate at which information travel these days is very, very fast. So whatever information that is out of control, once it gets out there, it means you no longer have control over it. So poor records and information management will expose individual, organizations, and governments into information risk. Then also, you also run the risk of, information that you don't manage properly will take over your office space. Wow. Office space is expensive these days, so you want to make sure that those records and information that you have are those that are relevant to your operations, and those are the ones that you really want to keep. You don't want to keep liabilities, because a lot of organizations, as we speak today, they have liabilities in terms of documents, in terms of papers, in terms of records, and so on, that has no business value.
Wow. Yeah. So now all these things you are explaining, someone out there would just want to know, how costly are they to have a very good information management system in place in this technology age?
Well, having proper records and information management in place is not that expensive. It's about commitment. It's about, an individual, organization, or government having that intention to want to make sure that they do the right things. It's not really expensive, and it's not even compulsory that you must have some of these software tools that we're talking about. Even those simple office applications that we use in our day-to-day activities.
Like the Microsoft.
Exactly, Microsoft Office applications, like you have Excel, and you have the Microsoft Access of a thing. You could actually use it to set up something small that will be able to meet your business needs, because it's about what you need. It's not really about the technology of the thing, but it's about the business requirements in terms of information. In this climb, most especially in Africa, when you talk about information management, the industry is almost non-existent. What people know is about IT. Sure. And even anytime you mention information management, people think you're talking about technology. And it's simply not about technology. Information is something that, regardless of our industry, discipline, or whatever thing we do, on daily basis we generate information by ourselves, we receive information, we use information, we do so many things with information. So as an organization, we're trying to sensitize the populace for them to know that all those, because in my over 2 decades in this industry, I've never come across any individual that would tell me that information is not important to them.
People values that.
Exactly. People will tell you information is important to them. But if you ask them, what are those conscious efforts you've made as an individual to ensure that your personal information they are properly managed? If you ask them, they'll tell you no. It's not possible for you to go to a public domain and decide to leave your telephone set maybe on the desk and decide to walk into the restroom. You wouldn't want to take that risk. Sure. But when it comes to information, you get to see people display all kinds of information on their desk, on their workstations, without recourse to information security. If you look at most of the MDAs today, departments and every other, they have different records. They have information stored on the shelf, under the basement, in Ghana must go back.
Just like packs of files. We shouldn't be.
Everywhere. It shouldn't be. That is not an ideal situation. If government really wants to embrace best practices, information management is something that they should see as, key to their existence. Okay. We're not even saying doing it for doing sake, but for their existence.
That's true.
They need to ensure that information is properly managed. That is the more reason why you get to see some confidential information in the public space.
Lastly, Dr. Oyewole, we're going to ask you, as an information management specialist or expert, what are the career lines that we can generate from this aspect?
Well, the information management field has got quite a number of career opportunities. Okay. The fact that information cut across sectors, that has actually opened up quite a huge number of career opportunities. We have different roles when it comes to managing the information lifecycle. If you talk about how information is being captured, we have quite a number of designations there. When you talk about storage, we have loads and loads of opportunities. When you talk about disposition, it's the same thing. So we have different rules. In fact,
Maybe you
record.
can just mention some, because some people are watching and they want to really embrace those career paths.
We have like document control, archives management. We have knowledge management career. You have library and information science career. You have business analysis career. You have content management. You have information technician. You have business process, developer. You have database administrator. Quite unfortunately, a number of information management related career, they are being seen as IT careers.
Yeah, I see. And meanwhile, there are differences between information management and information technology.
Exactly, because IT is simply talking about the technology
behind it.
Exactly, behind it. IT is enabler. They enable the business. But when you talk about the mainstream information thing, it is IIM. Because it is IIM that will ensure that the data, which is the resultant of whatever activities you are involved in, is properly maintained.
In fact, that is really an eye-opener. Thanks so very much for talking with us, Dr. Oyedokun. We hope to have you some other time. Thank you once again.
The pleasure is
Thank you for coming on the program.
All right, please stay tuned. We'll be back after this break.
Mark Zuckerberg has come out to apologize for improperly harvesting and sharing the personal data of about 50 million Americans with a political consultancy. The Facebook CEO broke his 5-day silence on the scandal that has enveloped his company in a Facebook post acknowledging that the policies that allowed the misuse of data were a breach of trust between Facebook and the people who share their data with Facebook and expect Facebook to protect it.
And when we heard that, and that's against the policies, right? I mean, you can't share data in a way that people don't know or don't consent to. We immediately banned Kogan's app, and further, we made it so that Kogan and Cambridge Analytica and the other folks with whom we shared the data, we asked for a formal certification that they had none of the data from anyone in the Facebook community, that they deleted it if they had it, and that they weren't using it.
The crisis stems from Facebook policies that allowed third-party app developers to extract personal data about users and their friends from 2007 to 2014. Facebook greatly reduced the amount of data that was available to third-party in 2014, but not before a Cambridge University researcher named Alexander Kogan had used an app to extract the information of more than 50 million people and then transferred it to Cambridge Analytica for commercial and political use. In a related development, Mozilla, which makes the popular Firefox web browser, has become the first major organization to stop advertising on Facebook amidst the controversy over the Cambridge Analytica files. The non-profit organization says it is pressing pause on Facebook advertising, at least until the social network strengthens its protection of user data. Daniel Dixon, Mozilla's chief business and legal officer, said it had investigated Facebook's data controls as a result of the observers reporting that 50 million profiles were improperly transferred to the political consultancy firm Cambridge Analytica. The organization suggested a blanket ban on third parties accessing information about the friends of people who use an app, noting that the internet is transformative because it is a place to explore, transact, connect, and create. Trust is key to that. The Nigerian Communications Satellite Limited, Nightcomsat, is engaging Turkish satellite operator Turksat AS on the possibility of expanding their markets across various industries to deepen services at more affordable rates. Nightcomsat said the parties are exploring technical and commercial agreements that would expand their satellite footprints, allowing customers to leverage bandwidth on satellite infrastructure of both companies, entail exchange of Nigerian and Turkish content on their broadcast platforms to give audience more viewing options.
Welcome back. The program is still Tech Bridge on Lagos Television. A quick reaction to what Dr. Oyedokun discussed there. And there are a lot of information that he let out there. One of the things that he mentioned is the fact that technology is the bedrock, it's an enabler, not really what people know as information management.
Honestly speaking, what he has said is like high openers to a lot of populists. Now, if IT is an enabler to information management, that means it's the bedrock. The two of them work hand in hand, because without information technology, it can be better in generating good information management. At the same time, you can't just have the devices there with all the expertise and still leave that major part of information management out. So being an enabler, I think, is a good one for us to look at, maybe in the subsequent one. But information management is what helps you to make a decision. It helps you to... The difference between a poor and a rich man is ability to manage information properly. I hope you know.
Yes.
So it's a good one that we have this on Tech Bridge today, and it's an eye-opener for us.
Okay, I think that wraps up the show today. Many thanks for joining us. And if you want to get in touch with us, we encourage you to use our various social media platforms. You can connect with us on our Twitter handle, #TechBridgeLTV, and also use our Facebook, YouTube, and of course our WhatsApp is displayed on the screen right now. On that note, we go. But before we go, I want to tell you this quote from Volker Grasmark, that the ultimate promise of technology is to make us master of a world that we command by push of a button. Sheifumola, today is my name. Hope to see you some other time.
See you next time in the Tech Bridge edition. Thank you so much. Bye.